I feel like a 20-year-old.
I'm getting my money's worth every single day.
I could read my Bible without my glasses the next morning.
Good vision is so important to our enjoyment of life, being with our family, working at our jobs or hobbies, expanding our knowledge, and taking in all that life has to offer. It's quite natural to be fearful when we notice our vision begins to deteriorate with symptoms of cataracts, glare and halos while driving at night, loss of color perception, and continuous blurring of vision can make everyday activities more difficult and less enjoyable. More than 50% of people over the age of 60 have cataracts already developing in their eyes. In fact, it is said that nearly everyone will develop cataracts if they live long enough. A cataract is a progressive eye disease that affects the clear lens inside the eye. At first, changes in prescription glasses can help, but over time, the lens inside becomes cloudy, brown, or yellow. This causes light to be blocked and scattered. Vision becomes blurry, and colors lose their brilliance. Left untreated, cataracts could eventually cause blindness.
My biggest problem was at night when I was driving, and all the lights had a halo around them. And I've worn glasses since 7th grade, and I had trifocals because I did computer work, and it just got fuzzy. I just couldn't see. I had glasses all over the house, one by the phone, one where I read, reading glasses and everything. But it was more fuzzy. But the halo around the lights is what really frightened me. I decided I better do something.
Everything in my right eye was very blurry. I was getting these weird halos around lights. And my vision had, without realizing, my vision had deteriorated greatly. So decided to come to St. Luke's and see Dr. Gilson and have some surgery.
I'm 76 years old, and I've played golf since I retired from the Navy, and I've loved golf, always loved golf. I used to hit the ball pretty good, and I could putt pretty good, but it got to be where I couldn't read the greens. I couldn't putt worth a darn, And when the doctor finally told me that them cataracts are ready to come out, I said, well, let's get it done, As soon as possible, I'm ready.
Presbyopia is another age-related condition that affects most patients beginning around the age of 40. When we are young, the crystalline lens is flexible, allowing the eye to shift its focus from near objects to distant objects. However, as we age, the lens begins to harden, and we lose the ability to see up close without the aid of reading glasses. Having both presbyopia and cataracts is also very common. The vast majority of patients having cataract surgery also have measurable amounts of astigmatism, which can distort your vision after cataract surgery if left untreated.
When we have a cornea that has astigmatism, the shape is more similar to a football than a basketball. If it's shaped like a basketball and it's spherical, that means you don't have astigmatism. When it's shaped like a football, we need to do relaxing incisions. That means we're literally relaxing the tissues in the steep meridian. So whether we do it by hand or by laser, we're going to be making an incision to round out the cornea. The laser just happens to be more precise than the human hand in the depth and the length of the incisions.
I wasn't aware that I had cataracts, but I did know that I had difficulty driving at night, and I had rainbows around every pinpoint light source. I had worn glasses that were rather inconvenient. I mean, you always have to reach for your glasses, and you panic if you had one pair and they may have gotten broken, and so you always had 2 or 3, and the expense and the inconvenience of having to redo prescriptions every year or so. I just talked with the doctors at St. Luke's and about the possibility of correcting my vision so I wouldn't need glasses. We came up with this solution. It turned out I had astigmatism that could be cured by this toric lens procedure. we decided to move forward with that decision. I'm really very pleased with the outcome.
I started wearing glasses, as everyone does, at around 40, 44. And I could not see the print. Everything got blurry, going farther, farther, farther away. And so this is what I had. I just had the reading glasses. It got to a point also where usually I would just put reading glasses on to read, and then it got where I needed it for other activities, or if I went to the store, I had to put them on. And so I was taking them on, off, on, off, on, off. Got to the point where finally, about 3 or 4 years ago, I started wearing it around my neck, which I said I would never do, but I decided I would do that.
I used to walk my dog every night, and I couldn't tell the people who were walking up the street to me. I couldn't tell who they were, and they were my neighbors, and I couldn't see them. And this, told me I had to do something about it. It was bad.
Whether you are nearsighted, farsighted, have astigmatism, or presbyopic, the only way to clear up your cataract is to have the cloudy natural lens removed and your vision corrected with an intraocular lens. At St. Luke's, our cataract surgeons use the most advanced intraocular lens technology available. We call them lifestyle lenses because they can offer our patients maximum independence from glasses while correcting their nearsightedness, farsightedness, astigmatism, and presbyopia.
There are a lot of lifestyle lenses that are available nowadays, and it's very, very important to match the person's lifestyle with the lens. So we go through and we listen to the patient. First, we ask them what do they desire the most. If it is a high priority to not have to put on a pair of readers or magnifiers for up close, then obviously we're going to engage in that discussion. If there's someone who's more computer oriented, or if they're more reading, that's going to direct us one direction or the other. If there's someone that drives for a living at night, that's going to direct us in an entirely different direction. So getting to know the patient, listening to their needs, then we can tell them what they can expect realistically and what would make them happy.
When I first played golf, having my reading glasses before, I would always take those off. Couldn't ever have bifocals because they said your balance, everything is off in golf. So I just went ahead, hit the golf ball, and people would have to tell me where it was. But now everything is very, very clear. As far as writing the scores, didn't write that as well either. But now I can read everything, so it makes it very, very nice.
They offered me several different lenses. I chose the Restore lens, which I've been extremely happy with. Vision is as good as it was when I was 18. The lens is equally good both day and night. My distance vision is excellent. My reading or close-up vision is also excellent. It's just a great lens. If you're going to have it done, I would go to a place like St. Luke's that has the expertise. The lens is one thing, the doctor that installs it's quite another.
I have a girlfriend that had cataract surgery, but she didn't get the lifestyle lenses. And she was very envious because she has to wear glasses all the time, and she wishes that she didn't have to. She's got changing glasses when she's driving and changing glasses when you get out of the car to go in a store, and I don't have to do any of that. So she really, she's very envious of it.
I'm very active, and I do have a lot of hobbies. I do a lot of handicrafts. I knit, I crochet, I do beadwork, I sew. So of course being able to see really good really enables you to enjoy those activities, where when you can't see it can be very frustrating because you can't see what you're doing. So it's really helpful. And I go to the YMCA, I take part in classes, and of course it really helps to be able to see the instructor so you can partake of the activities and know what you're doing. So it helps to be able to see, definitely.
In 1974, St. Luke's Cataract and Laser Institute became the first practice in the United States dedicated solely to cataract treatment through the use of intraocular lenses.
Our approach at St. Luke's has been successful for cataract surgery because it's not something that's happened over 1 year. It's a commitment to the patients that's occurred over decades. So when you personally are dedicated to providing the best care you can for a patient, that means the best technology, that means the best surgeons, the best staff, and you do that over decades, and everybody else that's working around you is on the same page, doing the same thing, you ultimately are going to have a very special place with great results and happy patients.
St. Luke's is proud once again to advance cataract care by offering laser-assisted cataract surgery to our patients. Since Dr. Pitt Gills performed our first laser-assisted cataract procedure in the fall of 2011, our LensX femtosecond laser has enabled us to establish a new standard in the safety and precision of cataract surgery. It also helps reduce patient fear and anxiety.
It's normal to be nervous when you're having eye surgery. If you're not nervous for eye surgery, something's wrong with you. And so when our patients come in, we want to do everything we can to alleviate their fears, to let them know that we're going to make everything as safe as possible. The laser is just another way that we can do that. It's one more step to getting the patient comfortable with the surgery. Once the first eye is done, it's downhill because they know it's a good experience and they're excited about the second eye.
Now recognized as having the world's most experienced cataract surgeons, our patients take comfort in knowing they're in good hands.
I know my parents came here and they felt really good. They had Dr. Gills and they felt very comfortable here, and I just didn't even think of any other place, going any other place but here. I mean, they're world known, you know, they're fantastic doctors. And I'm happy I came here.
I chose St. Luke's because I did my research. If people are flying in from the backside of the planet to come here, that was one indication that I should probably look into this. Kings, queens, the rich and the famous, and guys next door. They come here because this institute did most of the leading research way back 35 years ago.
We've lived in this area for a long, long time, and we saw St. Luke's build from probably its very beginning, and have always been in touch with what their accomplishments were. So we've known they've made critical advances in eye surgery technology. Once I found out the differences between the laser technology and the manual surgical technologies, the element of safety, accuracy of the procedure made me feel very comfortable.
We've been doing laser cataract surgery for some time now. We definitely have seen its benefits in some patients more than others. Yes, you can combine laser cataract surgery with lifestyle intraocular lenses. You can also combine it with regular intraocular lenses. The advantages of laser cataract surgery are primarily safety and precision.
With safety and precision as our priority, many of the surgical techniques pioneered by Dr. Gills have revolutionized cataract surgery and made it possible for many patients to enjoy their vision faster than ever.
We do extra for our patients. We give them antibiotics and medicines to keep inflammation down inside the eye that other people don't do. We don't get paid for it. Insurance doesn't pay for it. We do it because it's safer for the patients. And that's why our endophthalmitis rate, which is an infection in the eye after cataract surgery that's very rare, but our rate is significantly lower than the national average because of actions like that.
For most patients, eye drop anesthesia will completely numb the eye and stitches aren't necessary because the eye's natural pressure seals the tiny incision through which the cataract is removed and the intraocular lens is inserted.
When you come in, you're going to be going through pre-op where they're getting ready for surgery and make sure you're healthy for surgery. If you elect to have laser cataract surgery, your procedure begins in the LensX laser room. Once positioned under the laser by our expert surgical team, your surgeon will customize your procedure while viewing a live 3D image of your eye. The laser's doing its job now, so hold steady. You're doing great. Everything looks perfect. So it's basically just cut a perfect circle. This is a Michelangelo type circle in the capsule. Now it's gone. It's focused into the lens, and it's basically doing the phaco-fragmenting where it breaks up the cataract into smaller pieces for us. These are the astigmatism corrections being done. This is the main wound being created, and there's bubbles there, and that doesn't affect anything. And then here's the side port being done. We're finished. All right, the laser did its job. Everything looks perfect. You did great.
After you leave the LensX room, you'll go into the operating suite. If you're having traditional cataract surgery, Your entire procedure is performed in this surgical suite.
And it's not going to be very long at all. Most people, it's about 10 minutes. Then you're going to be in the post-op period. We're checking you, making sure everything's healthy, make sure your pressure is good before you go upstairs. About an hour and a half after surgery, we're going to check you again. One of our doctors will check you, make sure your pressure is good, and that's just an added benefit that you get at St. Luke's. Most places you go home, come back the next day. We found it's much safer if you pick up that elevated pressure an hour and a half after surgery, and 90 minutes happens to be the time that the eye will fill the pressure back up in the eye. So that's why we check you before you go home. And it also saves you a trip the next day.
You just feel like that no matter what they do, it's going to be fine. Then when you go down to surgery, the lady hands you a little angel, and she says you just put it up on your shoulder. So that really makes you feel much better after that. It didn't seem like you were in there before you were out. You're a little nervous, but with your angel on your shoulder, it doesn't matter. It kind of helps. But everybody is very professional, and they're just all real nice. Everybody looks like they were just handpicked by Dr. Gills and St. Luke's. They're so good.
It was very quick. Yeah, they made me feel very comfortable. Dr. Whipple was outstanding. He did his job, and before I knew it, he said, "We're done." But as soon as I could, I was out playing golf. Since I've had the surgery, well, I've really taken a lot of strokes off the putting part. I can really see the greens. I can really see the putt now. And my putting's gotten better. So my scoring's gotten a little better, which just pleases me.
It is scary because, you know, I mean, if you think about the whole concept, you know, they're going to go into your eye and remove a piece of it and put a piece of plastic or some foreign material in there. That's a kind of a scary concept. But everybody at St. Luke's really tries to arm you with knowledge. So I think when you're informed, that really helps, you know, sort of dispel some of the fears that you have when you have that knowledge. It was over before I knew it had even started. I mean, you're there, and then pretty soon they're ushering you out the door and say, "Congratulations, you're done."
We always do one eye at a time for safety reasons. We sometimes will do one eye a day after the other, but typically we do it a week apart. That gives you time to heal, make sure you're happy with the first surgery, and it gives us time to fine-tune our lens measurements on your second eye, which means more accuracy and a happier patient.
Well, the next day I could ride my bike, I could see people, you know. I mean, even that night, after I got home with my first eye done, I could see so much more. And then both eyes being done, you know, it's just amazing. You can drive at night, and I haven't driven at night in I don't know how long, a couple years.
Dr. Gills called me the next morning to see how I did. And I told him I could read my Bible without my glasses for the first time since I was in the 7th grade.
Not everybody is a candidate for laser-assisted cataract surgery or one of the lifestyle lenses that provide a full range of vision with little or no dependence on glasses after the surgery. But if your eye health and vision goals are appropriate for laser-assisted cataract surgery or one of the lifestyle lenses, we offer our patients affordable financing options.
The lifestyle lenses are more expensive than the regular lenses, and that's considered a luxury by the insurance companies. So the patient, unfortunately, needs to bear the change for that. The way to look at it is that it is a gift that you're giving to yourself that will be there every day for the rest of your life. Not many gifts can you give to yourself that are there every day.
I wanted the best for myself. I've worked too hard in my life to give up on everything that I've ever strived for. And since I'm top medical condition, I wanted my eyes to be the best too. I had the opportunity. I went to St. Luke's. They gave me all the answers I want. I got what I paid for. I'm getting my money's worth every single day.
I'm really glad that I spent the extra money for these premium lenses because at 63, my mother's still alive at 93, and I will have these with me for the rest of my life. So it just seemed to be really a no-brainer as far as adding the additional cost for them.
If you suffer from poor vision or think you might have cataracts, I encourage you to make an appointment to have a complete eye exam as soon as possible. After all, it's not up to us how long we live. but how well we see is a matter of choice. Our commitment is that we will do everything in our power to help you turn back the hands of time so you can clearly see all life has to offer, from the big picture down to the smallest detail.
The love is definitely there when you walk in the door. Everybody is smiling. They go above and beyond, and they're very caring in that way. It just puts a smile on my face to know that I can see everything now. It's amazing. And also, in doing volunteer work here, I notice that it brings a smile to everybody else too after they get through. They're a little bit leery and they're saying, I'm not sure if this is really going to work, but when they come out, they just have smiles on their faces like I did. And I remember when Dr. Gills had called me the next day after I had it done, he said, well, do you feel like you're a 30-year-old? And I said, and I'm 63. And I said, no, I feel like a 20-year-old.
My husband says I have bionic eyes. I can read down below the expiration dates on things. All that little stuff that just looks like a blob on a prescription bottle, I can read it. And I can see the computer, I can see TV, I can see as far as I need to see to drive. So it's just fantastic.
The best part of my job is when I see post-ops and they get to tell me how amazing their vision is. I love being an ophthalmic surgeon. When I drive to work at St. Luke's, I'm excited about making a positive impact in somebody's life. I know when I go home at the end of the day, I know we have made somebody's life better. That's what excites me. That's what I enjoy, and I'm blessed to work here.
It makes me feel very happy. I mean, I really like being able to see. I'm just so amazed at the results that I can see this good. So that makes me a happy person.